Hi everyone, this is Sallie with nicksallie.com, life and legal tips for creative entrepreneurs. Today I want to share another life tip with you all that was super helpful for me, not only in the past, but even till this day. So I know as busy entrepreneurs, we're always counting down the minutes and the seconds, and every moment is scheduled, or maybe not, but every moment is precious for sure. And I found that doing this certain thing, this certain regimen, really saved me a lot of time when it came to being able to do things throughout the day. So, what I'm really talking about here is the power of meal prep. So, prepping meals like a boss, basically. We might not think of that as, something that might be important when running your business, but you've only got 24 hours in a day. Everybody gets the same 24 hours. You want to make sure you're using those wisely. And I found that doing this even in law school was really helpful for me. And now that I have a family, it's still super helpful. So, what I did back in law school was I would basically take one day out of the week, usually a Sunday evening, and I would prepare maybe three different things, breakfast being one of the meals and then the other two meals being lunch or dinner options, and literally cook everything and then package it up either in some kind of to-go airtight container or plastic sealable bag, and then put some in the refrigerator and put the rest in the freezer for throughout the week. I would say that the time it took me felt a little bit tedious and like it was time consuming at first, but trust me, when it was time to go study or it was time to get some other things done, I really appreciated being able to just go to the fridge and grab something and pop it in the microwave or something like that. What comes to mind is that if you're like a life coach or you're an attorney or someone who's got like different content that you're rolling out to people, there's usually this idea that you should batch your days. So don't just do one video and then call it quits. No, do 5 videos in one day, and then you can get those edited all together and then pushed out over the next weeks or month or something like that. Well, that batching process, that strategy still works for other things. And so I realize now all I was doing was batching my meals together. The only difference now between what I did in law school and what I do now is that I have discovered other delivery services that make you even more efficient when it comes to meal prep. So I do love grocery shopping. I love selecting the different items and trying different foods because I'm a foodie and things like that, but I don't love the amount of time it eats up to actually get in your car, go to the grocery store, fight through traffic, get a parking space, go get your items, check out, get back into your car, and then get out of the parking lot and all that. Just that part I don't like. But I discovered something called Instacart. No, I'm not affiliated with them, but it is a really cool service. Saves so much time. You download the app, you put in the grocery store you want to order from, you pick your items, you check out and pay, and then you will pick a delivery time, and it's usually like a 2-hour window or something like that. And delivery, the food just comes directly to your door. So what I do now is if there's certain things I want to eat or certain things I'm staying away from, then obviously I have control over ordering what I want. But it comes to the door, I basically go to the kitchen, put away what I need to, and then keep out what I'm going to be cooking for that Sunday evening for the rest of the week. One of the things I really love doing is, like, I may not have this right now because it's not really part of my diet plan, but love pancakes, love sweets and things like that. And I found that for breakfast, if I would just make up a batch of pancakes and then make up like an egg casserole, or maybe now I'd do an egg white casserole in the oven, all I needed to do was cut the casserole in squares, put some parchment paper between it, the layers, and then stack them in an actual sealable plastic bag layer by layer with the parchment paper or the wax paper in between them. And I could just seal that up and freeze them. And it was very easy to microwave those the next day, or even put them in the oven or a little toaster oven. Same with pancakes. I discovered that if I made up the batch of pancakes and then I put like 3 of them or 2 of them in foil, I could freeze those. And then the next day I could just pull out a pack. If I had 2 pancakes in there, blueberry, lemon, whatever it was, just put them in the toaster. They toasted up perfectly. Didn't have to put those in the microwave. I don't really think that the pancakes would come out too well in the microwave, so the toaster does a great job with that. And let me see what else. It's really easy to do that kind of thing, to batch with things like casseroles and like enchiladas. Those are really easy to make. Things like meatloaf that can be sliced up and then frozen with some veggies, like steamed broccoli or something like that. That's great. Another time saver is like there's a lot of brands now that do, if you're doing low carb like I do, they do cauliflower rice, or you can just get cauliflower at the grocery store and cut it up and put it in your blender to pulse it and have it come out like granules of rice. But those are great to steam in the microwave. Broccoli, asparagus, things like that can be steamed and just kind of put into a container. If you've got like a lunch container that's got some sections in it, you can put the protein in the largest section and then 2 veggies or something like that. Freeze those, put a date on them, bring them out when you need it. So that's my life tip for today. As a busy entrepreneur, especially if you're working from home, and even if you're not, if you got an office that's away, somewhere, having these meals already done and taking time in the evening or one day a week, and then just being able to have that at your disposal throughout the week is super helpful, and it's a quick, time-saving thing. And if you're making a lifestyle change, some people call it a diet. If you're doing that, this provides you a lot of control over what you're eating day to day and in what amounts as well. And you get to totally choose what you want to have in those meals. And then if you're cooking for a larger family, well, you can just make a larger batch of food and, have that ready for them, a casserole or something else. That you can just pop in the oven before they get home, and then when they arrive, it's done. So that was my life tip for today. Batch your meals, prep for one day. It might seem time consuming at first, but it's totally worth it. And you can use services like Instacart or other grocery delivery services to help you out with that and save you some time as well. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends. I'd appreciate any comments below if you also have tips on productivity or efficiency or things that you do to really save your time during the day. I think we can all really learn from each other. Also, feel free to join my Facebook group, Nick's Creative Entrepreneur Community, or check out my website, nicksallie.com, Life and Legal Tips for Creative Entrepreneurs. Thanks so much. See you next time.